Hello everybody, Ray Garner with Garner's Games, here to do my weekly comic review. And tonight, it's Fight Night, DC's KO event. This is our issue 1. It's brought to us by Scott Snyder and Javi Fernandez, I believe is how the artist's name is pronounced. We start off with Clark getting ready. Let's point out that Clark has these little knuckle wrap gauntlets that have miniature suns from a dead dimension in them. And he is getting ready for the big tournament. And after we get past the flash page, we go back a little bit in time to game night at Clark's house, where he and Lois are hosting Diana and Bruce. And kind of funny part of the game is it's made by apparently a subsidiary of Wayne Tech, and all the power-ups, advantages, are all bat devices. And then as the night's going on, Lois notices it's getting very bright outside. And you look outside, and it's Darkseid. Then, of course, go out to face him, and he's huge, and he is powerful beyond belief. And he is simultaneously attacking Gotham, Themyscira, the Rock of Eternity, Oa. But in the end, when it's all said and done, he wins. He takes out everybody. And after that happens, we're brought to the Watchtower by Booster Gold, the Time Trapper slash Doomsday. What was the other one called? The World Forge. And I believe it's Grodd. But they're basically saying it's taking all their power to basically roll back time 7 days prior to Darkseid's ultimate victory. And everybody's saying, well, we can try again, we can do this. And Booster Gold says, we've already seen you try 1,000 different ways, over 1,000 different times. And then that result is always the same. Darkseid wins. But then they point out that another being created a basically sub-timeline, I guess is what you'd call it, which that resulted in the New 52, which basically was eventually reabsorbed into this universe's timeline. So that's what they're proposing, is that they find a way to stop Darkseid from becoming all-powerful in this universe. And what we find out is at the end of All In, Darkseid basically planted the Omega Heart in the Earth as he died and went to and created the Absolute Universe. So the only way to stop Darkseid from becoming all powerful is somebody else has to become the champion of the Omega Heart of this universe again. And basically they're telling them, you're going to have to fight. You're going to have to be ruthless. You're going to have to show no mercy, because only a conqueror can be the champion of the Omega. And Clark is not all in on this. It's not something he believes in. But, of course, Diana and Bruce go talk to him, and they eventually convince him that the only way to stop this from happening is one of them has to become the champion. And then they can reshape the universe. They can make everything right again after they have the power to reform the universe. And that basically convinced him to do it. So, they, of course, they're going to try to foolproof all this. So they work out a deal. They're going to imprison everybody who's a bad guy. They're going to make contingency plans to evacuate everybody. All of this is all set up to basically assure that the only people who can win are going to be the good guys. There's going to be no chance. They're worried, what if Luthor was to win this? What if Joker was to win this? With the total power of absolute creation. So that's their big concern. Then we have several days where they're getting ready. Fourth day they spend with their family after they've finished everything else. And on the fifth day, they go and collect their weapons from different things. Superman gets the knuckles I mentioned earlier. Wonder Woman gets the God Killer armor. Batman gets the Justice Buster tube. Cyborg gets the Father Box upgrade. And they come back, shake hands, and they take off to basically blast their way in using the Omega energy that Booster Gold has absorbed from being in the Absolute Universe for so many eons. And when they come out, these giant parademons, I guess you'd call them, are basically the masters of this game and tells everybody have to wait until, basically all the people are involved are there. And they have Billy Batson, and there's been not much to just gripe about this real quick. I know this is going to be a universe-ending event because the first thing we do is Billy Batson is in the middle of saying Shazam, and they drop the starting gauntlet on top of him, killing him before the event even fully starts. So the world's mightiest mortal is out before the game even starts. And Bruce is constantly telling you, Clark, keep your head in the game. And we have several heroes don't make it. Parademons show up and attack and harm a bunch of them. Harley Quinn is running around with a hammer doing pretty well. We got a couple Green Lanterns going. Ambush Bug makes an appearance. Obscure character in massive timeline-wide event coming through. I'm an extremely high risk of death. And of course, he promptly dies. And Lobo's like, you freaking said it, man, not me. People start making their way through. And the portal, the finish line, if you will, starts closing as we're going along here. And Clark has basically started trying to hold the line to help people get through. And Batman says, Clark, you have to stay focused. And about that time, a deal pops straight through Batman's chest. It even says it even seems to happen in slow motion as we get a bang. As the bad guys, the ones that they thought they'd all locked up, show up. Sorrow, Killer Shark, Giganta, of course the Joker, who's the one who just shot Batman, Cheetah, Lex Luthor. Many of them make it through. Giganta, Joker, Lex. And finally, Superman goes through. And then we have our big lineup of everybody who's going to be involved in this event. And it's 32 champions. Then we get the Heart of Apocalypse that's talking to us. And basically saying, he already knows who's going to win. There's already so many who've held. And you go, but let's see. The surprise is coming. Like his three destroyers. Horsemen from the world where his rule is absolute monsters. And of course, dark side corrupted versions of absolute Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. or what we're implying here. But we're also informed that Darkseid is among them. That he's orchestrating all of this. And it's already over. And then we have our big 32 bracket that's shown. Who will win? And I don't know who's going to win. Because whoever's going to win is going to be the person who is going to save the universe from Darkseid by effectively becoming Darkseid. So it's an interesting deal. I'm pretty sure, I think it's already been kind of leaked, it's not Superman. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. But the setup of this is really cool. A lot of things I'm not exactly a 100% fan of, but I know we're doing the in-game type event, so it's going to be what it's going to be. There's going to be quick, decisive deaths of characters who I think should probably get more respect than that and treated better. In fact, Billy Batson gets less quality treatment than Ambush Bug is a statement in itself of how we feel about Captain Marvel. And I'm sorry, I'm not calling him Shazam because he's not Shazam, that's the wizard. But, you know, that will always bug me when we do things like that. But when you're trying to explain why all these heroes came and only 32 people are going to make it, including these villains who surprise showed up, you only have so many pages to get so many characters out of the way. And since it's a game of life or death, the ones who don't make it are going to die. But I like the story. I like the setup. It's going to cross over into a bunch of books. I think we got a list in the back here. Yeah, we got Titans, Superman, The Flash, Justice League Unlimited, KO, Night Fight, Aquaman, another Titans, KO number 2, Superman, Flash, and Justice League Unlimited. And that's what's listed in the back. That's going to be really cool. Very excited about it. Check it out. Pick your winners. See you next week.